to really, if we really want to talk about young niggas in relationships.
Oh, I
Kyle Filipowski. We're watching you, buddy. I don't remember his girlfriend's name or whatever.
It don't even matter, yo.
But
that's a fucking crazy story.
Listen, let me see. So here's a video that will illustrate everything going on, put it in much better terms than we ever could. You can see the screen, right, Greg?
I can see it clear as day.
And here we go.
We got a super weird story coming out of the NBA draft involving Kyle Filipowski, the 7-footer from Duke, who plummeted in the NBA draft after people found out that he was groomed by his Mormon girlfriend, an older woman who used to be his babysitter.
He's 7 feet tall. He can dribble, pass, and shoot. NBA team, they had question marks about his girlfriend being so much older than him. Why was he estranged from his family because of this? And when they asked him about this situation, the answers they got weren't satisfying.
Now, Kyle is 20 years old. His girlfriend is 26 years old. Certainly not the craziest age gap I've ever heard. Hello, Bill Belichick. But it started to get weird when an account named Becky Filipowski, saying that she was Kyle Filipowski's mother, says that the girlfriend had a 3-year endgame and was grooming him when he was still in high school. That's when Kyle's older brother Daniel chimed in, saying that the story's been pushed under the rug for nearly 2 years and that it's Mormon grooming and brainwashing. Now, again, 20 and 26, not the craziest age gap you've ever heard, but the problem is that they posted pictures in 2017, which means that was 7 years ago. So that was when he was like 12 or 13 years old. Oh. Like, you're a 24-year-old woman and you're going to your high school boyfriend's prom and it's the kid you used to babysit. I think the biggest red flag is that she forced him to cut off his family and write them a goodbye letter. I don't care who you're fucking, but the fact that you can get brainwashed by your girlfriend like that, that's not a guy I want on my team. So all the NBA teams got scared away except for one. The Utah Jazz. You know they don't give a shit about this. Bring your 30-year-old girlfriend and a couple more sister wives. You guys can all soak together. Just hit the floor, big fella.
Good Lord. Good Lord. And also, I would like to say, the guy in that video, he said she was 26, but in his mom's tweet, it said the girl was 28. So that's even worse. And when he was dropping in the draft, I was sort of wondering why he was falling. Because I was like, a lot of teams could use like a stretch big. Like, he's not bad. He was ranked to go possibly lottery, maybe a little bit after that, and for him to fall all the way to like I think it was second round, yeah, like the 32nd pick or something like that. He's in the second round is crazy. But then you hear all that, and yeah,
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
And also, I didn't know that was his babysitter.
I did know that was a babysitter. I did remember that. What I did not know was that she asked him to write a goodbye letter.
No, that's crazy.
That I don't care how bad you want. That's just never gonna happen, my nigga. I'm sorry. That's wild. I mean, all this shit is wild, but that right there, yeah, I can't have a nigga like that on my basketball team, bro.
Goodbye letter. And then you seen the pictures. He was at the Jazz. I guess the Jazz, they took him to like their little store or whatever in the arena, and they gave him a Karl Malone jersey. I'm like, come on, man.
Very fitting.
You can't do that.
He's right at home. Right at fucking home. Yeah. And the real issue is that this nigga's gonna ball, bro. Like, this nigga gonna hoop his ass off, bro. That's the problem. Like, I won't be able to talk as much shit about it because there's gonna be a time in this Ricky, or maybe even because they shopping Lori marketing. This nigga,
and Walker Kessler too. So he
might have a green light. You gonna see a 30 and 15. You might see a 30 and 15 before Christmas, nigga. So, yeah, I don't know. This is worse than the Giddey situation, honestly. Being honest with you. Like, even if the Giddey shit was real, like all the way, like factually, and I feel like it's still worse. This is
people crazy. Kyle needs help. Somebody save him.
He don't want to be saved. And I think, let me stop because I can't speak on shit like this without being insensitive. I'm gonna just leave it alone. Yo.
Oh my gosh! But that was we talking draft, so we had to go ahead and get that out the way. Now let's get some real deal draft opinions. And I want to go first because my first thing I want to say on the draft is I have no idea if Ricochet, number 1 overall pick, I have no idea if he's good or not. I don't know if he's going to be good. I just know they drafted him first. I really don't know if him or Sarr is going to be good, to be honest with you.
I think I don't know how good they're going to be. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how. What I am confident about is that Alex Sarr will be better than Ricochet.
Why do you say that?
I just feel like Alex Sarr will be a better player than Ricochet. And I feel like Ricochet has he has good talent, you know what I mean? He's a good player. All the intangibles. I'm just very intrigued on how he's going to be utilized in Atlanta. Not saying he's going to be bad, but it's just kind of like, okay, like where is he going to be put? You know,
he going to be that 3.
I don't know. They've been messing up on threes, bro. I don't know. They've been messing up. Look, if I'm being honest, they've been messing up on every position that's not point guard. So I can't even say the power forward has been great or the center has been great, but they've been looking for their Cam Reddish for the longest, and it's just not been.
Because that's what everybody in the NBA, they all want, that versatile wing that can shoot, that can defend, that can dribble the ball. But that's much easier said than done.
And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that prototype, like, of player is so overrated now. Like, it's becoming overrated to just hunt for like those 6'8" switchable kind of things. It's just like, okay, like when Toronto was doing it, I'm like, my nigga, please. You're not going anywhere with all 3 of these niggas, bro. Huh?
I said that was what Toronto was doing was very, very extra. But I feel like that like 6'8" switchable wing prototype, like that's the prototype that everybody wants, and it got popular because, like, I guess in 2010 era, like that 2010s era was the prime for that, because you had LeBron, you had KD, Paul George, Kawhi, Melo, like everybody was like, oh, we want one of those. And I think that sort of is becoming, not obsolete's the wrong word, but it's just not. You can't find that. We've regressed back to the average. You can't find that anymore. They're not making players like that now. And so I think a lot of teams are sort of shifting towards, we want that big who can shoot instead. And you can sort of see that as evidenced by the draft with Sarr going second, because they want, and he was rumored to go first because of that. And then you had rumors about Klingon and question, can he shoot? Same with Zach Edey, question about his shooting. Same with the one who's getting groomed, who we just talked about. Kyle Filipowski, he can shoot as well. So I think that's what teams are sort of looking for now. But there's still that desire for the 6'8" switchable, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
If I'm being honest, like I think it was an emphasis. It was an emphasis more this year about the bigs, because that's what they had to work with this year. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like in a perfect world, they still looking for them big guards. Big guards is their priority. A Luka type, a SGA type of like 6'7", 6'8" that can dribble and run your offense through. And then a shooting big, like that's going to be important, and that's going to be something that you look for, especially high in the draft. I just don't think we saw an abundant amount of, big guards this year that we feel, i.e. why niggas are talking about what's the nigga name? What's that white man's name?
Reed?
No. Next year's draft.
Flag. Cooper
Flag.
Yeah.
They're already on that hype train. You see, when we start talking about like shooting bigs, you see how we start having these narratives of, man, it's a weak draft class. I can't. We can't find that one. Yeah, because we know what you really want. You don't care about these shooting bigs like that. Like, they're cool, and I feel like in their mind, there's a higher chance to getting a shooting big that's quality in your rotation than it is to get that.
Because it's hard to get that big guard style, because you might get somebody who has one of the tools, but they can't put all 3 together. Like, he can shoot, but he's not a good defender. Or he's a good defender and he's an athlete, but he can't shoot. Or he can defend, he can shoot, he's an athlete, but he can't pass, he can't run the offense, he can't dribble the ball, he can't put it on the floor. So it's just all those things.
Yeah,
so
It is what it is. Like I get it. One of the biggest things I had for the draft. A lot of people thought. A lot of people. I won't say a lot of people because I'm not going to say that everybody cared, but I wasn't mad at the Reed Shepherd pick. I know that people had questions about it. I know people was like, number 3. I'm just kind of looking at the team at hand, and they needed shooting. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that nigga had 50% from 3, I'm like, shit. Even if he has a slump, that slump goes down to 40, and that's still a good shooter. We're not asking that nigga to do every single thing. We're not asking that nigga to run the whole offense. He's athletic, surprisingly, as a white man.
I think they said like his family was like I know his dad played college basketball, was really good as far as the NCAA, and I think his mom was like volleyball or track or something like that. So he is a very athletic family.
Yeah, he's a very solid dude, clean cut dude. I don't know how long that's gonna stay while you're in Houston, but it is what it is. But they keep talking about this nigga's like height. Like, nigga,
he's 6'3". That's normal.
Like nigga is 6'3", but
he's 6'3" and he's athletic and he actually played solid defense. So I think Reed Shepherd. I think the Rockets are bad. Let me get that out of the way. I think the Rockets are gonna suck this season. But I think Reed Shepherd, I think he's gonna be good. I think he can get Rookie of the Year. Like honestly.
Hey, look, that shit a real toss. It's a toss up for anybody, nigga. There's no clear cut, nigga.
That's also true.
Ooh,
yeah.
Gotta watch out for him. Because what if they misutilize Alex R? Like I don't trust Washington enough.
And Washington, they just signed Valanciunas, so they're gonna have Sarr playing a lot more forward than they probably anticipated.
Wasn't that his biggest gripe for Atlanta?
What do you mean?
There was bigs in the way. That's why he ain't fuck with Atlanta like that.
I think I heard that it was just like his agents didn't want him to go to Atlanta. He didn't really care.
And that nigga resided in.
Yeah, and he lived in Atlanta too, so
that's kind of
that whole situation was weird.
Yeah. Other than that, Dalton Knecht, I think was going to be a good.
Yeah, I like that pick for the Lakers.
I like that pick. I also like Rob Dillingham going to the Timberwolves.
I think the Timberwolves had the best draft because Dillingham and Shannon. Because I think Shannon is good. Like I think he's gonna be really good. And the Timberwolves, they needed players who can go get their own shots because that was the main thing about them last year in the playoffs. Because he could get his own shot, but no one else. I mean, Cat could sometimes, but Cat was Cat, so he'd be doing that. But nobody else could really generate their own offense. So with Shannon and Dillingham, that's two people who can do it. So I think they're really gonna cook with them, and especially learning behind Mike Conley for Rob Dillingham. Like if he learned for real, he's gonna be good.
I think he's in a great situation. Although I was biased and I thought like that Dillingham Wemby connection was gonna be crazy.
Like Dillingham, is it Castle, right? Stephon Castle. Okay, Dillingham, Castle, and Wemby.
That was going.
If you could combine Dillingham and Castle, that would have been like the number one pick. But you can't do that, so there's that. But I think Dillingham and Castle with Wemby, that would have worked perfect. But it don't matter because they're still even in there with Castle and Wemby and Dillingham and everybody else in the Timberwolves. Both of them are going to cook regardless. So it don't really matter.
Very very true. A sleeper one for me because people don't know how they feel about this player. I do feel like Zach Edey is going to be better than what people think with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not saying he going shit. He may win Rookie of the Year. I don't know what these. This is a different kind of draft, but I'm saying like I'm not saying that he's going to be ahead of his class, top of his class, but I could definitely see. I've seen this nigga's improvement from junior year to senior year, like how he moved junior year and how stiff that nigga was, and I was like, okay, this is Taco Fall 2.0. Like he gonna be in the G League later in life. After looking at this senior year, and granted, I had to watch a lot more film on him because job, but seeing that nigga move, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what they did. This nigga moves a lot more smoother. He gets up and down this court a little bit faster than I expected it to be. He can shoot. It's just a matter if they're going to allow this nigga to shoot, but he has the capabilities of shooting.
He's for sure going to get left open at least a couple times, and he going to pull that hoe.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of how they utilize him. But I think John Morant, I honestly think that's a good parent for John Morant.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And one other thing I had with the draft, really two other things. The Jazz, they got Cody Williams just so OKC didn't. I thought that was funny. And then the Pistons, I have no idea what you're doing. Like Ron Holland, all the upside in the world. But y'all these shooters, bro. I know Cade just signed that deal or whatever, and so he's happy he's getting paid. But I know he is not happy to have to play basketball with a team full of nobody can shoot. The only shooters they have are Tobias Harris, who they just signed, and that's Tobias Harris, and Tim Hardaway Jr., who they just signed, and that's Tim Hardaway Jr., bro. Like
that's still better than what they had.
Yeah, but still, I 100% thought the Pistons would draft Connect. So I'm really surprised Connect fell that far. So good on the Lakers for picking him up. But man, yeah. I don't get it, Pistons, but you do what you got to do, man.
Who's their head coach now?
The one who is Bickerstaff.
Okay. Okay, that might work. That might work. I don't know, man. Maybe it was just a Donovan Mitchell thing of why niggas in the Cavaliers just kind of.
Do they have a new coach yet, or?
Do they?
It's not important. I don't care that much, but
yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care enough to look, but
that's fair. But it is what it is.